Good afternoon. Welcome to Inside Indiana Sports Now with Kent Sterling. It's Wednesday, December 30th, 2021. We're brought to you, as always, by the great people at Today's Dentistry. 2021 is right around the corner. Make a resolution right now. You're going to take better care of your teeth, better care of your dental health. Give Dr. Mike O'Neill a call. That's the easiest way to do it. 317-849-2933 is the number. Big news out of the Colts. Big news out of the Pacers. Colts first. Anthony Costanzo down for the rest of the year. He's going to have a procedure on his ankle. It's not career-threatening, but it will end his season. Frank Reich would not tell us anything in a Zoom call just a few minutes ago about what the plans are at left tackle for this Sunday's game against the Jaguars and moving forward. Are they going to slide Quentin Nelson over to left tackle, or is it going to be somebody else, somebody off the street maybe, to play left tackle? We don't know. And Frank Reich wasn't talking about it. From the Pacers, we'll talk to Philip Rivers in just a moment about that. From the Pacers, we heard that there was a call internally today where the Pacers announced that Donnie Walsh is stepping down from his position as an advisor to the team. This is really sad. Donnie Walsh is one of the best executives in the history of the NBA, and his absence will be felt with the Pacers. He built that team that we loved in the 90s and 2000s. That was Donnie Walsh. The team now, to have a guy like Donnie Walsh available for Kevin Pritchard or Chad Buchanan or anybody else in that front office to kind of walk into the office and say, hey, you know what, Donnie, what do you think? That is a huge asset, especially for a guy like Kevin Pritchard. It gets lonely at the top, and to have access to a guy who's been there himself, huge for that front office. Donnie Walsh, one of the really, really nice guys in the history of that franchise and the history of the NBA. Let's talk to Philip Rivers, starting quarterback, obviously, for the Indianapolis Colts. Philip, you've got a game this Sunday where other things are going to be transpiring throughout the afternoon that you might want to pay attention to and teammates might want to pay attention to. You've been down this road before. How important is it for you to stay in the moment, and how important is it for teammates to understand? What can you communicate to teammates about staying in the moment and taking care of the task at hand?
Well, it's kind of the same as I said on Sunday. Every scenario involves Colts beating the Jags. So I think that's the only one we have a say in. So I think just be focused on what we can control, find a way to get win number 11, and don't be distracted by all the other games that have an impact on us moving forward.
So the 1 p.m. slate of games you do pay attention to, or you will not pay attention to?
Yeah, I mean, I won't have three TVs going, but I mean, my normal, kind of my normal mode when we play the 4 o'clock game is that's what I do. I kind of flip through the other games on the Sunday ticket on my phone. So to say I won't be doing that would be a lie. So, I mean, yes, I won't be consumed with it. But yeah, I'll be aware. I mean, I think to try to pretend like you aren't going to know the outcome of those games is probably unrealistic. But I don't think it needs to consume our locker room. You'd go through your normal routine. If your normal routine means checking on the 1 o'clock games, I don't know why you would change that to try to act like you're not interested. So I think just don't change up your routine. Don't be consumed with it. If you're going over your tips and reminders for the game, go over your tips and reminders for the game. Just do what you normally do. So for me, yes, some of that involves those early games, whether it's week 2 and there's no implications, or it's week 17 like it is now. So I'm pretty sure I'll know the outcomes of those 3 before kickoff.
Let's talk about Anthony Costanzo. How big has he been for you guys this year? How important has he been to you? And how acutely are you going to feel his loss?
Yeah, you feel sick for AC. Going down like he did in a Thursday practice. So I mean, maybe it was a matter of time before something happened. I don't know, but he's had a heck of a year. Obviously a big part of what we do offensively, both the run game and pass protecting. So he'll certainly be missed.
The Colts seem really mentally tough as a team. Is that assembled or is it built? How does that happen?
Yeah, I think it's a mentality, a toughness. Really, it's been built. Not only over this year, but I think over the last handful of years. With what Chris and Frank have really brought and trying to get done. And then I think this year, in some ways more than others with, all the COVID related issues and things that you battle throughout the year that are different than unusual circumstances. And then you mentioned some of the games. You mentioned Cincinnati. There's been a handful of others. Obviously, every team's dealt with injuries. We've had to deal with them, starting early in week one. With Paris and Marlowe come to mind, just right off the bat early. So I do think we're just mentally tough. I think it's something that we got the right guys, and then it's a culture and environment that continues to cultivate that. And I think that's really why last week probably hurt so bad, is because we felt like the type of team we were, that one way or another, up 24-7 and a half, we were going to get it done. So I think that's why that one stung so bad. Not only what was on the line, but just how the type of team we are. We'll bounce back from it. We'll learn from it and grow from it. And hopefully it'll help us down the stretch here as we move into January, which I think that should be our mindset. Yes, we're focused on Jacksonville only, but our mind has got to believe that we're going to be playing more football after this weekend.
You're having a really nice year. And at age 38, 39, there were people when you were signed who weren't sure you still had that left in the tank. How did you deal with the skepticism and the criticism of your gifts as a quarterback?
Well, I think, first of all, some of it was warranted. I think when you are 38 and you've come off a 20 interception season and you're changing teams, then the skepticism is warranted and understandable. The criticism is understandable. So I think in some ways understandable, but yet at the same time mentioning, again, some of the good ball that was played last year, minus some of the disastrous plays and turnovers. I knew I still, had it left. I think the way I've handled always all that is I've never tried to shy away from it. Again, I think it's part of what we signed up for, playing quarterback in the National Football League. But ultimately, what means most to you is, one, what you have within you, what you can still do, but really what the people around you that know you best know and care, and what they think. And so, for me this year, it was new teammates. So it was kind of building the trust and belief in a new group of guys. That was important to me, a new coaching staff, although having some experience with them. And so that was really more the focus than anything, was not necessarily. I don't think win them over was is it all the approach, but yet, shoot, you're gonna have to go earn it in a new locker room. And that challenge was exciting for me, knowing I still had some left in the tank, and then wanting to go, still, prove might not be the word either, but bring it, I guess, bring that every single day.
Did that motivate you?
I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, it probably fell somewhere on a long list. If it was a list of motivators, it was way down at the bottom. It really, just the passion and competitiveness within, really, and the love for the team really is what the motivating factors are. It's really not to say you prove somebody wrong, or, hey, see, I can still do this. I don't think that's never really anything near the top or the forefront of my mind as I approach it each year, regardless of what the criticism or what the talk is out on the outside.
I'm sure you rely on kind of an inner circle of advisors. What did they tell you going into this season about your prospects for playing football?
Yeah, absolutely. I think had certainly that inner circle, being my wife and children and my dad, mom, and brother. Had they all been like, "Hey, Philip, you need to shut it down. It's okay to be done." Had they all felt that way, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. But no, they are all they all felt how I felt. I think, obviously still seeing that the love and passion and fire that I still had to play and prepare each week, and then feeling like I felt that, shoot, you still can be a productive player and help a team go win. So, but yes, that would definitely could tip the scales one way or the other had they not been all on the same page.
Have you given any thought to the possibility that this might be your last game on Sunday?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that. I actually that did cross my mind actually yesterday. So I don't. Yeah, it crossed my mind. I don't think it'll be something I think about all week. It did cross my mind. I go, shoot, things don't go the way you want this weekend, and who knows what happens. I guess it could. I guess it's probably healthy to have that, at least to have that thought that because you're not guaranteed anything moving forward. So, but to think that it could be the last game, yes, it has crossed my mind. Last game I ever play. Certainly don't intend that it will be, and don't hope that it is, but certainly I think you have to acknowledge that it is a possibility.
Great stuff from Philip Rivers. As always, an absolute pleasure to listen to him talk about football and talk about life as he kind of rounds third and heads toward home in his career. Let's hope he gets one more shot at least one more shot at the postseason. We mentioned earlier that Donnie Walsh is stepping down from his role as advisor with the Indiana Pacers. And so Scott Agnes, a few minutes ago on a Zoom call, asked Myles Turner his memories of Donnie Walsh. He was drafted in 2015, got to know Donnie pretty well.
The fact that, my first 3 years, he was at every single practice, always talking, always positive, always evaluating. I think just being able to pick his brain about certain things was fun for me as a young player, and really beneficial. Donnie's been nothing but great to me. So, and great to this organization. The success he's had over the years here, over past really several years here, it's been incredible. I was able to bring a small market team into contention every year, and a lot of regular season success. And that's something that just doesn't happen at a snap of a finger. So something he had to orchestrate, something he had to put together. So I have nothing but the fondest memories with Donnie, and I wish him the best of luck, as the future endeavors.
That's Myles Turner. Let's talk to Nate Bjorkgren, the head coach of the Indiana Pacers, about last night's loss against the Boston Celtics. Two really, really good games against the Celtics. Nate, it's said that you learn a whole lot more from losing than you do from winning. After looking at the tape following last night's loss, what did you learn about this team?
Yeah, that they got a ton of fight, that it's never going to be due to lack of effort. On the wins and the loss, it's our guys are fighting and they're playing hard for each other. Obviously, there's things that we wanted to attack differently last night and things that we needed to do differently, but the effort is there. That's what I continue to learn about this team. The fight is there. I can see it in their eyes in the timeouts and dead ball situations, and anytime we get to huddle up together. They're a team that wants to do well for each other. They really are.
Thanks, Nate. Appreciate it. That's Nate Bjorkgren, head coach of the Pacers. Pacers with 3 winnable games upcoming against the Cavaliers, the Knicks, and the Pelicans. The first 2 at home at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Getting off to a good start. Really important for this team to learn while winning. Even though you learn when you lose, to learn while winning is really, really a good thing. It's hell of a lot more fun to learn as you win than you lose, that's for sure. So much coming up. We got Indiana coming up tonight at 8:30 on BTN. They host Penn State. 5 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. You got the Butler Bulldogs traveling to Providence. 2 winnable games for 2 of our favorite teams, right? We'll talk about it tomorrow morning. Breakfast with Kent, bright and early, 8 o'clock on Facebook Live, and then immediately thereafter, usually about 8:20 on Periscope and Twitter. All brought to you by the great people at Today's Dentistry. Make that resolution and make the call. Take better care of your teeth. 317-849-2933.